Hello, welcome to day 3 of your Akura devotionals. Today we
Yeah,
are connecting with our inner fire.
yeah,
How you feel
getting
about
hot.
fire? How
You
you
know
feel
I
about fire?
love fire. You know I love fire. I'm glad that the water came first though, cause balance.
Balance.
Can't overheat.
Exactly. Hot girls all day. No, I'm kidding. Um, so we are going to start with some fire breath work. And this is a little bit different. I know some people might be used to like fire breath. We're not doing that one. This one is 3 counts in through the mouth. We're going to hold it for 3, and then we're going to go out of our nose for 3. We're going to do 3 rounds of that. Okay. So remember, we're going to go in through the mouth, hold, out through the nose, and begin. Again. One more time. My hand couldn't find the camera, so if anyone was counting with me, I apologize. So I was like, wait a minute, it's out of the frame. So, how do you feel? Where are you feeling it?
Mm. I'm feeling it like right here, like I had a little congestion there, eating some things I shouldn't, and now I'm
Okay.
feeling like it's kind of breaking. Feeling some clearing, and also surprisingly in the temples. That's
Mhm.
different for me. There's like a clarity that came with it. What about
Yeah.
you?
I'm definitely feeling it in my spine, maybe getting that good kundalini happening,
Yes.
but definitely getting a little temple too. So, okay, we
Okay.
we opening the things that need to be open.
Yes.
Today we are connecting with your inner fire. So, great flame, I call upon your transformative. Awaken my spirit with your light and guide me through the shadows. May I find strength in both the warmth of my passions and the heat of my
Mm.
challenges. Illuminate my path and help me embrace the fire that burns within. I'm gonna let you talk real quick because I know where I went.
Ooh. So for me, something that has come up is um, there's been some anger that's been brewing, sis.
Ooh.
Uh, when I'm PMSing, as
Mhm.
lots of women, there seems to be that primal fire that I can ignore other times of the month. I'm
Mhm.
not able to ignore it as much. And the part that really sparked my mind to go there was when it says, awaken my spirit with your light. So awaken me to what's really all going on. Because you can be at
Mhm.
rest and just want to be peaceful and push things to the side sometimes. So awaken me to what's really going on. Okay, I'm alert. And then guide me through the shadows. Because a
Mhm.
lot of times those are the things that we don't want to deal with that. That's too much. Let's just push it over there in that corner. And during
Mhm.
that time of the month, for me in this feminine body, I don't seem to be able to do that as much. And all of a sudden, it's like she's awake, And so
Mhm.
it reminded me of some anger that has shown up in the last like 24 hours for me.
I feel like anger gets a bad rap. Anger is a divine emotion. It really, really is. Like, we act like there's something wrong with being angry.
Mm-hmm.
Like Mr. Nancy said, angry gets shit done. Like, there is, when that furnace kicks up, that's when you know, okay, there is divine anger, there is righteous anger. Now, nobody's saying, crash out and do a bunch of bizarreness, but that internal flame, when that, there's a reason for that. And you need
Mm-hmm.
to listen to that.
The
Why
divine
am I
messenger.
angry? Yes. Why am I angry? What is this feeling? And then deal with it. Don't try to
Mm-hmm.
suppress it and don't let it
Yep.
blow. Because for me, the part was both warmth and passion. And a lot of times we don't acknowledge that it's the same emotion, it's the same feeling. Fire can be, the hearth, the cooking flame, but it can
Yeah.
burn your shit down too. Pardon.
You better keep watch on your food while you cooking and see what happens.
So recognizing the duality of that energy, which especially as women, we're often not allowed to do. We're not allowed to be angry. We're not allowed to express that fierceness, even if you don't want to consider it anger, that ferocity that is part of being a woman, was a part of having
Mhm.
that feminine energy. We're often kind of taught or forced, no, good girls don't act like that.
Mhm.
You should never let them see you sweat. Never let them get you mad. No, sometimes
Yeah.
you need to show up. So I
Yeah.
think that's important.
Very, very, very. So as we were just talking about, fire is creation, but also destruction. And
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking, actually, I think just last night I was thinking about the energy of an earthquake. I mean, not an earthquake, sorry, volcano. Um, and I was tapping into that energy and just thinking about, oh, it was this morning. Interesting. Day 3.
Hey.
It was this morning. I was thinking about it, and I was, my ministry is the blue flame.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was thinking about that blue lava
Mm-hmm.
and how it's that dirt all around the volcano is so fertile. It's so fertile and rich, and they actually like use the volcanic dirt for like mask and facial mask and health and beauty products because it's that nutrient rich. And so I was calling on that energy of how the fire is, brings forth that new life.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Can I
but it's
add something to that?
please,
Also recognizing, and I love the example of volcano, but that's actually how land is created. That
yes,
volatile eruption is what creates the grounded, calming, soothing earth. So you
yep,
do need to have that in order to create that peace.
yeah. That's how the islands are formed.
Mm-hmm.
And we love the islands. So thankful gratitude to the fire for creating our islands.
Yes, yes, yes.
It is also the light of awareness, as I was saying, being awakened to, oh, whoa, what's going on? Feeling some
Mm-hmm.
things, whether that's passion of, ooh, I'm feeling some things, or, ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that energy. I don't want to be around that person. Either way, it's like this awakening that happens.
Mm-hmm.
That turns us to be more aware, brings life, vitality, our life force energy, as you were speaking of the Kundalini energy. When
Mm-hmm.
we feel that heat, and it makes me think of, and I don't have much. It's just something that's coming up right now. I don't have necessarily all the information to go into that right now, and this is a short time. But menopause, the
Yeah.
spiritual implication of hot flashes.
Mm.
Because I've experienced hot flashes even just in my spiritual awakenings. There's periods
Mm-hmm.
of time that I'll go through hot flashes, and it's not health related. I've been checked, and it's not health related. So I know that there's spiritual implications, but even that time period of a woman's life where that is to be expected, it's very interesting.
Mm. Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm complete with that part. Do you have any
Cool.
other reflections about how we can?
Um, I love how this is only day 3, and we've kind of talked about ether slowly,
Yeah.
tiptoed on it. Now having the water and now the fire, and how each element is getting its moment of representation. And I like the slow build that's happening. You know, I'm such like a nature nerd.
Mm-hmm.
So seeing the different elements and how they respond to each other, because even the interplay between fire and water, and you such a great example with the whole volcano. These are fire mountains in the midst of the ocean,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So as they're erupting from the core of the void, They're spewing energy into the air, which then falls into the water, which receives it and creates. My
Right.
brain is doing 1,000 things right now.
Yeah. And that air is filled and changed for that moment. Like you cannot
Mhm.
see, you cannot, like, it goes miles and miles past the actual volcano.
Okay. Air as the messenger and the deliverer. We haven't gotten there yet, but it's coming. But it's coming. You see how the
Yes.
pieces are coming. So, oh man, I am excited. And this is only day 3. Y'all gonna be tired of me. So, for today's affirmation, can you be so kind as to repeat after me?
I would love to.
Thank you. I attune myself to the light
I attune myself to the light
of Ra
of Ra
and the transformative fire
and then transformative fire
of Sekhmet.
of Sekhmet.
I am both the creator
I am both
and
the
the
creator
destroyer
and the destroyer
of my path.
of my path.
Can we repeat that, please?
Please.
Both the creator and the destroyer of my
And
path.
both the creator and the destroyer of my path.
Unafraid to shine brightly
Unafraid to shine brightly
and journey into the depths of my soul.
and journey into the depths of my soul. This feels
Mm.
like the heart of Akura. You know,
Yes.
we work with the Sekhem healing
Mm-hmm.
modality with our energy work, and Akura
Mm-hmm.
and Ak, the part of the soul we talk about. You know, Akura means becoming that enlightened being, radiating and going out into the world with this beautiful solar energy. Like that affirmation just feels like the heart of what it means to be a part of Akura.
Yes. 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 And I love, first off, shout out to Raziki for writing this, because the
Yes.
space that she had to have come from, and the attunement and the receptiveness that she had to have had in this moment. Because I'm sitting here now, we've as individuals, we've read through these before, and we have an understanding, but I'm sitting here reading it again like I've never read this before.
Yeah.
And to hear, no, seriously, I'm
No, for
catching
real.
a whole nother level of what is being said. I'm thinking, as this last part, I'm unafraid to shine brightly. I'm the lantern and the hallway. I am the dark and the unknown, but I'm the light that's leading me through it. Come on. What?
Yeah. Because the of my path got me.
Yes.
The creator and destroyer. I was like, okay, of my path. Wait, of my path. And I
I'm
mean,
doing
it makes sense. It makes sense. I
it.
definitely carry the Phoenix archetype, so I understand it. But the wording, like you said,
Mhm.
Raziki came through with that channel, because it's like, yeah, like I'm choosing to destroy my path, whether I'm doing it intentionally or not.
Mhm.
The accountability right here, like that's the other thing that's coming up with this fire energy, is throughout even the invocation and stuff, I keep hearing like accountability, taking
Mhm.
responsibility for our feelings and what we do with our
Mhm.
anger, and yeah, the awareness, accountability is the word that's also coming up. And again, like you said, we have read these before, but I think it goes back to what you were just saying about intention, because
Mhm.
doing this journey, we're coming
Mhm.
from the winter solstice, and you might be watching this at a different time, but this is just the journey we're on right now. Is we're coming through the winter solstice and going through from winter to spring, because this 90 days will take us into the next season, right into the front
Mhm.
door of spring. And so it's just interesting too, the things that are starting to, my brain, I'm with you, sis. My brain is
Yeah.
firing
Yeah.
off.
All the pieces, all the layers are coming together. I am so excited. And then when we're done with this, we're starting our next cohort of Tantra level 1.
Yes,
Oh, it's going to be
yes,
crazy. I'm,
yes.
I'm excited.
Like you said, that nice build.
Mm-hmm.
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 So in Anunian theology, represents the life-giving force of fire. So Ra is that solar energy,
Mm-hmm.
bringing light and transformation as he journeys through the sky, while Sekhmet embodies the fierce, purifying fire that clears the way for renewal. Their energies teach us that fire can both destroy and create, urging us to harness its power for growth and awakening. From what I remember, Sekhmet journeys with Ra through the sky on a boat. And she has like a protectress aspect because they actually have to face he's like a dragon type energy, Apep,
Mm-hmm.
serpent energy
A
every
snake.
night. Yeah, every night they go through the underworld and they come out. And then what we see when we think of the sun, we see the sun up in the sky and it's shining bright, but we forget that the sun has to go through this journey every night, face the shadows, take take its light and go through the darkness, which is exactly what you were just saying about being the lantern in the hallway.
Mm.
Like if the sun has to take that journey, why do we think we get to?
Are you better than the sun? But I love the way you just piece that together. A lot of times, Sekhmet is one of my favorites, but I always love like the Sekhmets and the Kalis and the Santa Muertes. Like
Yeah.
I feel like they don't get the love that they are deserving of because they
Mm-hmm.
really show that fierce warrior mother that loves you so much. I am willing to face hell for you.
Right.
You know, so shout out to them. But
Absolutely. Those
yeah.
energies have gotten me through some of the harder times of parenting. I have adult children now. And so some of those teenage years, I remember when the goddess spoke to my heart and said, it's time for the dark mother energy. It's time for you to love, and also love meaning holding more accountable and
Mhm.
letting go, and the ability I have now to lovingly detach from my children, still be connected, still be supportive,
Mhm.
but not take responsibility for their things because this is yours. It's that boundary
Yes.
setting too. This is mine. This is yours. That's what the dark mother does. And that's the part that, gets demonized sometimes because we are taught a mother is just supposed to take everything, be that martyr, be that savior. And so we
Mhm.
see here how the fire actually can protect that part of the feminine because you can't really healthily, that part is beautiful, but if it's abused and, pummeled down, it can't really be as effective. So there's a time to nurture and, coddle and things like that. But the other side is just as effective to protect both the mother and the child.
Yes.
And you could take that into other, relationships as well. But when you were
Mhm.
speaking of, the mother part, yeah, I can
Yeah.
relate.
Yes, yes, yes. So, for today's practical application, identify the area in your life where you seek transformation or awakening. Write what needs to be cleared away and what you wish to cultivate, right? So, what are we getting rid of? What are we keeping or enhancing? Light a candle representing the combined energies of Ra and Sekhmet and speak your intentions into the flame. Allow the fire to burn away what no longer serves you and to fuel your journey of awakening. This ritual serves as a reminder that light always emerges from darkness and that your inner fire can be a guiding light, even in the most challenging moments.
Yeah. Another thing you can always do too, something I've picked up along the way is burning
Mm-hmm.
the what you write that you want to release, and that's still applying that fire energy as well.
Absolutely. I do that a lot. I do that a lot. So, what's homework?
Homework, always gotta put this into action. So we
Yes.
have a journal prompt of looking at a time in your life where you allowed that inner fire to rise up and inspire you to take bold action. So the inspiration is fine. We've got all these thoughts and we're thinking about it and we're feeling fired up, but then what do we do with it? When were you bold?
Yes.
Journal about that. When did you have the courage to push through, even though you may have been uncomfortable, even though you knew that there may have to be a sacrifice or some risk to what you were going to do? When did you decide that the risk was worth it? and you were going to move forward anyway. You were going to do it scared. That's what we want you to journal about. And then how did that experience transform you? What was the outcome? What was on the other side of that? And I think it's so important to um, take note of these times, because when we do it, we can be reminded the next time we have to do something that's a little scary. Oh, I did this before and it came out this way. That it doesn't, and reprogramming ourselves, that it doesn't have to be, again, change, like we were talking about before. It doesn't have to be a bad thing, especially when we are the ones in control of that change. Because again, I create and destroy my path.
Yeah. So, any parting words for day 3? Day 3 was dope.
I love fire, so I think I'm biased, but yes, I loved every bit of this.
All right.
Nope,
I hope
that was my ending note. I create and destroy my path. That's my ending note.
Hey, that's something we all need to carry with and settle with. But I hope y'all are taking the time to actually experience each of these days. It's beyond the book. Yes, the book is a guide, but really take it to heart for yourself, because this is 90 days of actual transformation. And in order to transform, you have to do the work. So we will see you tomorrow for day 4. Enjoy. We'll help y'all.
Peace, peace.